It's time to put away all the candy and treats from Halloween and get your mashed potatoes, stuffing, and turkey ready to go for Thanksgiving, because we're in November and you know what that means. That means it's Thanksgiving season, even though some people will call it Christmas Part 1. There's a plethora of good TV shows, movies, and special events coming to streaming this month. There's world premieres, there's season premieres, there's ongoing episodes of shows that are still in the middle of their seasons. There's just a lot of good stuff coming out this month. And even though Thanksgiving isn't chock full of holiday specials like Christmas or Halloween or Valentine's Day or some of these other big holidays, there's still some good stuff coming out that I'm going to cover with you today. So sit back, relax. This is Big Mike with RightOnQueue, and this is your What to Watch guide for November 2025. Let's start with Netflix this month. On November 1st, we have the film Baby Driver, Back to the Future 1 through 3, Broadchurch seasons 1 through 3, Dr. Sleep, The Hangover 1 through 3, This is the End, and Wonka. Some good movies in there. Different types. We have comedies, thrillers, we have dramas, we have a horror film. So something for everybody. November 4th is Squid Game The Challenge Season 2. So not to be confused with Squid Game The Show. This is the spin-off of a reality show. This is an actual reality show that Netflix has done. November 6th, we have The Bad Guys Breaking In and Death by Lightning, which looks pretty fun and interesting. November 7th is a big premiere. It's Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I will probably cover that release as its own episode because I'm very much looking forward to it. I like a lot of the Frankenstein movies that have come out. I like the original story. I am interested to see what Guillermo del Toro's take looks like. November 12th, we have A Merry Little Xmas and Being Eddie. Being Eddie is a Eddie Murphy documentary, and it does look interesting. We had one with John Candy on Amazon Prime in October that I reviewed for this channel. I don't know if this is a new trend with a lot of our favorite comedians and actors getting documentaries about them. We'll see. November 13th, we have The Beast in Me. And then November 26th, we have Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. I say Volume 1 because there's going to be 3 volumes for the final season of Stranger Things. I believe the first volume is on the 26th of November, and then the other 2 are Christmas and New Year's, if I'm not mistaken. This is by far the biggest release on any streaming this month. We've been waiting for years for this season. We're promised long episodes. Everyone wants to see the conclusion of this before all the kids turn into their 30s and start having kids of their own. I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. I will definitely watch it and cover it for this channel as well. I'll do a review of it, so definitely have that on your calendars. But definitely Stranger Things Season 5 is going to be the biggest release on streaming this month. So breaking from tradition, I'm not going to recommend 2 things to watch because the 2 biggest releases on Netflix this month that I want to see and that I'm sure everybody wants to see are Frankenstein and Stranger Things Season 5. I'm a big fan of Guillermo del Toro's films. He's very good with visual imagery and visual storytelling, so I'm very excited to see his gothic spin on it, how it's going to look, how it's going to play out. Is it going to follow the book? Is he going to take creative liberties with it? But this is definitely the biggest film on Netflix that I'm looking forward to. And then of course with Stranger Things, I don't know how much I need to go into detail about Stranger Things. I'm sure everybody's ready to see the conclusion to Stranger Things, and I know this is only going to be Volume 1 and we're going to have about a month to wait to see the end, but I'm excited to get back into it. Stranger Things is a great show. I love the 80s aesthetic. I love 80s films. I love 80s music. I like synthwave music. This blends it all together. The story's interesting. The villains are interesting. It's well shot. It's well acted. Everything about it is good, and I'm really looking forward to see how it wraps up. I don't know who's going to live, who's going to die. I don't know where the story's going to go. I don't know if good is going to triumph over evil and at what cost. So I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, let's hop over to HBO Max now. There's a lot of movies, TV shows, seasons coming out, so a lot of good stuff to check out. Let's go through it. So November 1st, we have A Christmas Story, Beasts of the Southern Wild, Elf, Hellboy, House of a Thousand Corpses, Ice Age, Continental Drift, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, The Devil's Reject, a director's cut. Might be very interesting to check out to see how much different it is than the theatrical release. Kitchen Season 39, and The Town. A very big mix of films, horror films, kids films, holiday films, just a lot of different stuff to check out. November 2nd, we have I Love LA Season 1, and we also have Past Lives. November 6th, we have Season 16 of Expedition Unknown. I don't watch the show, don't know too much about it, but Season 16, I figured I'd let you know. November 7th, we have Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, Season 52. That's insane that it's on Season 52. And then we also have Materialists on November 7th. November 8th, we have Gold Rush Season 16. November 13th, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This came out last year, I believe, is the latest Planet of the Apes movie. And then November 14th, we have the A24 film Eddington. So the things I'm most looking forward to on HBO and things I can kind of recommend, The Devil's Rejects, the Rob Zombie film, is by far the most superior film of those three. I didn't think House of a Thousand Corpses was that great. Me and my friend recently saw it in the Arrow Theater in Los Angeles with Rob Zombie there for a Q&A. For some reason, I remember the film as being this like brutal, sadistic, nihilistic film, and then rewatching it, my times have changed. It almost felt tame to me. Devil's Rejects is another story. It has some very graphic, some very brutal scenes. I love Sheriff Wydell hunting down the Firefly family, and I love them getting their comeuppance even for a little bit. You don't see that in film where someone who's a victim is chasing after the bad guys to get revenge, and he's as sadistic and as brutal as they are. I'm also looking forward to seeing Eddington. I didn't see Eddington when it came out in theaters. I am very so-so on A24 films. Some of them I love, some of them I just find too artsy, too fartsy, too annoying for me, and for some of them I just don't get the hype. And I don't know, I'm not gonna go into detail about what movies those are, but I love some of their films, and some of their films I don't care for at all. So over on Hulu, we have a pretty light month in terms of things that looked interesting to me. We have on November 1st, Casino, which is probably my second or third favorite Scorsese film. I love Casino, and I know Goodfellas gets all the love and attention for his mob films, but there's something about Casino. I don't know if it's the setting, the music. I don't know what it is about Casino. I love Casino. It is an awesome film. It Could Happen to You, completely different than Casino. The Last Duel, the staple, The Princess Bride. Everybody loves The Princess Bride. I've met one person who didn't love it, and they were out of their minds. I love The Princess Bride. I've seen it multiple times. It holds up. It's still fun to watch. And that's one that you can watch with your whole family. November 4th, we have All's Fair Season 1. I don't know too much about it, but I know that's one of the big premieres on Hulu this month. November 5th, we have The Manipulated Season 1. And then on November 30th, we have The First Omen. To me, Hulu's a little light this month, but in terms of things dropping, what I'd recommend is check out Casino. I'm sure most of you have seen it. If for some reason you're just getting into mob or mafia movies, Casino's a great one. It's long, but the music's great, the cast is great, the acting's great. It's a fun movie to watch. Scorsese's at the top of his game still. And then of course, I would recommend checking out The Princess Bride. I'm not gonna go into detail. You've all seen The Princess Bride. I'm sure you've all seen The Princess Bride. If you haven't, what are you doing watching this channel? Go watch The Princess Bride. I was a little surprised with how many good movies are coming out on Paramount this month. So let's dive in, there's a lot. So November 1st, we have 21 Jump Street, which I thought was a great reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it. Big Daddy, probably Adam Sandler's top 2 or 3 film. Breakfast at Tiffany's, the classic. Catch Me If You Can. Chinatown, one of the best film noirs ever made. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, quintessential 80s fare right there. I Love You Man, with Paul Rudd and Jason Segel, really good film. Indiana Jones 1 through 4, if you want that Indiana Jones kick. Leaving Las Vegas, if you want to be sad. Old School, which is one of my favorite early to mid 2000 comedies with Will Ferrell, Luke Wilson, and Vince Vaughn. I love Old School. It's probably my favorite of that type of comedy. It's so good. Now, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, probably the only legit Thanksgiving movie I can think of on this list. I had an episode about the John Kennedy documentary, so it's good to see some of his films pop up on streaming this month. Saving Private Ryan, Starship Troopers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 through 3, the ones from the early 90s. The Cut, which is a big premiere for Paramount this month. The Godfather 1 through 3, probably 2 of the best films ever made. Terminator, The Usual Suspects, There Will Be Blood, Titanic, Tommy Boy, and Total Recall, the 1990 version. So as you can see, there's a lot of heavy hitting movies right there. November 3rd, we have Crutch Season 1. I believe this is the Tracy Morgan show. Big premiere for Paramount is November 16th. We have Landman Season 2. This is a Taylor Sheridan show starring Billy Bob Thornton. November 24th is Everybody Loves Raymond 30th anniversary reunion. So that's going to be a big deal for anyone who was a fan of the show. Like sitcoms, they're going to probably want to check that out. So the big 2 things on Paramount this month that you have to check out is going to be Landman Season 2. I can't say too much about it because obviously it hasn't premiered yet, but Taylor Sheridan shows are generally good to great. And then the film I recommend this month on Paramount is definitely Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There's very few perfect Thanksgiving films that I can think of that deal specifically with a part of Thanksgiving, and this is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best one. This is a comedy starring John Candy and Steve Martin, directed by John Hughes. came out in 1987. And it follows Steve Martin's character who needs to get home for Thanksgiving to his family. And he has travel issues and meets Dell, played by John Candy. And they get in all sorts of different situations and outrageous events trying to get home. It's hilarious, first of all. It's emotional. It's well acted. It's well done. It tugs at your heartstrings and it makes you laugh at the same time. This is the best Thanksgiving film there is. Even if you've seen it, go watch it again to get you ready into that mood for that Thanksgiving feel. It makes you real thankful for what you do have, and it just gets you right into the mood. Prime's got an interesting mixed bag this week, so let's go through it. November 1st, we have A Beautiful Mind, Delta Force 1 and 2, Good Will Hunting, Hannah, Missing in Action, Spider-Man Homecoming, The Great Outdoors, and Uncle Buck. Good to see those two. Feels like a lot of John Candy movies are popping up. I don't know if it has anything to do with the documentary that was last month, or just, you know, those are nice family films to watch during the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. But The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck have popped up, and they're great movies. Tyler Perry's Finding Joyce coming out on the 5th. I don't know much about it, unfortunately. If you're a fan of his work, you should definitely check it out. November 7th, we have The Alto Kings, the last Robert De Niro mafia film. November 12th, we have probably the biggest release for Prime this month. That's a film starring Alan Ritchson and Kevin James. November 14th, we have a trio of films, Balin, Drop, and Malice. And then November 19th, we have The Iron Claw and the animated The Mighty Nine. So things I'm going to check out this month on Prime, I will definitely give Playdate a try. It looks fun. It looks interesting. I like the actors involved. I want to see kind of where it goes. I don't know too much about it. I've seen the trailer. The film I'd recommend is Uncle Buck. You know I love John Candy. You saw the review I did of his documentary, and I earlier recommended Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So now I'm recommending Uncle Buck. It is a really funny movie. It's also wholesome. It's dramatic. You learn something in it. You learn to be a good person, and it's good to see this film. So over on Peacock, we have a few different things coming out. November 1st, we have Despicable Me 1 and 2. I believe those are exclusive to Peacock. Fast and Furious, there's various films in the franchise coming out on Peacock. Jurassic Park 1 through 3. I'm not the biggest fan of the newer versions of Jurassic Park, but the original 3, especially the first one is great. Second one's good. Third one gets a little ridiculous, but still pretty good. Men in Black 1 through 4. The Rundown, one of The Rock's earliest films and one of his best films. Straight Outta Compton, and Zero Dark 30. November 4th, we have the premiere of Saint Denis Medical Season 2. November 6th, we have All Her Fault Season 1. November 13th, we have Tiffany Haddish Goes Off. November 17th, we have The Good Place Seasons 1 through 4, all dropping on Peacock. November 20th, we have The Expendables 1 through 4, another franchise that started strong and really fell off hard. I mean, how do you make an Expendables film where the whole film is about a group of mercenaries shooting and killing everybody, and then make the third one a PG-13 movie? Just makes no sense. I don't know what they were thinking. Give me $50 million. I'll make you a good Expendables movie. Just be a bunch of big hogs running around and shooting stuff and blowing stuff up and doing one-liners. How hard is that? And then November 24th, we have Bel Air Season 4. I'm going to be honest. There's not a lot on Peacock for me this month. If I had to recommend anything, I would watch the first Jurassic Park because that is a great movie. It still holds up so well. And the first time that they get to the island and they're driving through, and they turn and they see all these huge dinosaurs come to life, it's as amazing for the audience as it is for the characters. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what about Disney Plus this month? Honestly, I looked through Disney Plus. I couldn't figure out a lot of what was coming out on it. I think a lot of Marvel stuff is coming back to Disney Plus, and I know the premiere of the Fantastic Four film is coming. Again, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, so there's not a whole lot for me on Disney Plus. So there you have it, a whole bunch of stuff to watch this November and a couple things to watch as we ramp up into Thanksgiving season. I'll for sure cover the film Frankenstein. I'll cover Stranger Things Season 5. So if you've made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're continuing to grow. And comment below. Let me know, what is your go-to Thanksgiving film? Is it Planes, Trains, and Automobiles like it is for me? Is it something completely different? I'd love to know from you. And if you have time, please follow me on TikTok and Instagram, which I am available right here. Both of them RightOnQueue TV. And help me continue growing this channel and keep bringing you recommendations for things to watch. So until next time, this is Big Mike for RightOnQueue. Stop scrolling, start watching.